Dan Isaac, address still on record. Mayor, thank you for your comments because I align very closely with many of them. I believe that this parking structure is bad for three fact-based reasons. One, the majority of this council campaigned and preaches about being good stewards of our taxpayer money. There is yet to be a parking study that says this specific area has a parking deficit other than on 12-day spring training games. Therefore, why would we spend more than $15 million of our taxpayer money to build a parking structure that will be largely underutilized and vacant for as much as 90% of the year? That is not being fiscal stewards. Second, as you mentioned, this is one of the most historic parts of our city, and the majority of our council members repeatedly talk about the importance of preserving our Western heritage. The old Adobe Mission is arguably the most historic structure in Old Town. To put a two-story parking structure immediately across the street from it is maddening to anybody who values the history of our city. Not to mention, the entire surrounding area is generally one-story, Western-themed retail and commercial enterprises. There is no amount of money that you can spend wisely that will make a two-story parking structure fit into this area. And the third fact base you have mentioned, Mayor, is that the farmers market is a beloved venue for hundreds of Scottsdale residents and supports dozens of our vendors. This would permanently displace the farmers market. Now, when the prior council approved moving forward on this, people mistakenly said that the bond language required us to put it there. That is factually incorrect. The bond language said, here are 3 proposed sites, but they are not exhaustive, and the city will determine the appropriate site based on business needs. So, to summarize, more than $15 million of your tax dollars being spent on something that is unnecessary. It will ruin the look of the most historic part of our city, and it will permanently displace the farmers market. Not only should this be delayed, it should be canceled. However, if you can find space in Honor Health, I would fully support that because there are areas of the city that need more parking. This is not one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. French Thompson, followed by Bob Petchman.
Good evening. My name is French Thompson. My address is on record, and I hate following a liar. That guy hates the downtown. He has never said anything good about the downtown. He runs it down all the time. He's never supported anything in the downtown. He says it's going to permanently ruin the farmers market. There is absolutely no proof of that. They could move 3 blocks over to Goldwater and 2nd Street, be there for 2 or 3 years, and move right back, right up on the roof. The mayor said she'd like to see it up on the roof. She had some guy come in and make a presentation, said we can put it up on the roof. You just move it a little bit, Dan. It's not going to permanently ruin anything. The fact that it was in a bond, it's been voted. There's $21 million in the 2019 bond for this garage to be in this area. This garage was built to have 2 more floors put on top of it. The fact that you are now literally trying to make this not happen for years and years is like, I want to just tell you right now, if I tell you how I really feel, I'm going to get arrested for profanity and other terrible things because this is the most terrible injustice to the merchants in the downtown area, and that guy is consistently always lying about us. And I'm down there. When I'm down there every single day of the week and I'm seeing what we need and what we don't need, he's not there. You guys aren't there. You don't know. You need to listen to the people who are on the ground. Seriously. Mayor, I voted for you. If you want to make a cosmetic change to that thing, fine, but put it there. We've been waiting for 28 years for this to happen. I would love to just throw up right here on this podium, listening to you want to change this. Don't do it. Put it there. Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to Jason Alexander. Both of them hate the downtown. Everything they say is against the merchants in the downtown, and they don't even know anything about them. They don't go in the stores. They don't do business with them. Jason Alexander's never once been in my business. Dan's never once been in my business. He goes in there and he says, hey, these developers have bribed on Bob Pejman to get art, all this stuff. Those are lies, Dan. They're just, and you're a loser too. You're a loser. You ran for city council. You won the least amount of votes. Why don't you, as a loser, get the hell out of town? Go to where somebody wants you.
French.
But don't cut down your city, because that's what you're doing. You're cutting down your city. Mayor,
French.
I would love to see you support this garage and put it where it is and make it look beautiful. A first-year architectural student could make it look good with the mission. And if you want to call it the Mission Parking Garage, go right ahead.
Thank you. Bob Pejman.
Borowski, council members. The name is Bob Pejman. That's a tough act to follow. But you know, I seriously feel like I'm in Twilight Zone, okay? So one is that, why the fear-mongering about the farmer market? That's really, you know, gaslighting and fear-mongering. I mean, you're telling people the farmer's market is going to disappear so they don't support this design. During the construction of this parking lot, the farmer's market can be relocated across the street to this empty Honor Health lot that we're leasing currently. And after we build this parking lot, they can go back to their original ground floor level with now a roof above their head. And if we design this parking properly through the outreach, it's going to be a tall ceiling above them so that they can be on the first floor in their current location forever, now with a roof above their head, rain or shine. So that's fear-mongering. The farmer's market is not going to be replaced. And anybody you tell that to, I'm going to say that's a lie. Okay. Number two, who are these residents or stakeholders that oppose this? For 2 years, we fought this to happen, which is on the consent agenda now. For 2 years, nobody spoke against it. In writing or in person. Asani knows that. COGS knows that. In the Old Town Historic Association knows that. We're these magical people that appeared all of a sudden that you have to save them from this ugly building. And it's not going to be an ugly building because what's on the consent agenda right now has an element of significant stakeholder public outreach. That's the chance for your architect or whoever else to influence that design. It should blend in with a mission. It can blend in with a mission. That can be done. So this is all, I just can't believe I'm here again with the same stuff, by the way, that David Ortega pushed, and now you guys are pushing here. The Honor Health lot is going to cost money. That is a very, very, that's a prime lot. That's not going to be able to be purchased for under $5 million. So now you're adding $5 million to the cost. Building it on the Honor Health lot will make you go underground, which means that, you know, the whole design, you know, the whole construction, you're going to end up spending $10 million more on this. You can simply go on top of what that lot is. That lot was, I heard that, where is it here? That, oh, it's short-sighted to use that lot. It's not short-sighted. That lot was built from its inception to be built 2-3 stories above. That is the lot. It can be made to look good. You know, we don't need to spend $10 million more and pursue something else. This battle has been fought now. The bond was passed in 2019. 5 years later, it was tooth and nail to get where we are now, and now let's go back to square one. I'm not for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. So my ask was to do a continuance for not more than 30 days so that we can gather information on a high quality being the key, design before we commit to paying Chase building team the $1.629 million. Once we get that signed, we're not switching gears from their design on this because then it'll be an enforceable contract. And, you know, if I'm all wet on this idea, and I'd love to have you gentlemen work with me on it. So the people that said, the stakeholders, not only the general public that has heard about this, people that I'm sure are here today. French Thompson told me yesterday he didn't think it was an ideal site. John Rosenberg told me it wasn't his selection, and I heard that you didn't love the selection either. So the information, I think it's a compromise that's not of any of us. So that's my within the next 30 days, or at least a strong lead on it, and at a minimum, a better design. And so I think putting a farmer's market on the top of something like the Civic Center parking garage is unrealistic. I think that's completely unrealistic. So with that, I have a motion. Is there anyone that wants to speak?
I'll second it.
Oh, you were on the list before, so sorry, Zenaida, you can go ahead and speak. That's right. Sorry, go ahead. You have to go to the podium, though.
So my issue is I shop at the farmer's market every Saturday, and I have for the last decade. And if this is Honor Health that we're talking about, which is owned by BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, they are trying to destroy the organic food supply in America and destroy farmers' markets. So I do not support anything that involves BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, and hospitals. Hospitals are not interested in organic farmers' markets succeeding.
Thank you.